So, okay, folks, I gotta talk to y'all. Now, okay, for a lot of new fans, I know this is gonna be very, very, very difficult to understand. And I'm gonna try and explain it as best I can. So please work with me here. Okay, some people are saying like, oh, the pilot was kind of disappointing because it went too fast. To my fellow fans, I want to say this. Dude, there's so much in the first chapter to develop everything, and this is only 11 minutes. How do you think they were going to fit most of the dialogue? To the people who are doing their videos now and saying it's disappointing, read Homestuck, dude. Read the first part of Homestuck and tell me that this stuff needed to get kind of condensed. You guys can say, well, Bugsy didn't do a good job of conveying everything. Because it tried the best it could with what it had. Hell, it started with the Wayward Vagabond, which I was like, oh my god, okay, we going that way. Kind of sucks that Carcat only talked for Carcat only talked for good second. What line? Fuck. Sorry, I had to do my Carcat voice. This has been so long, dudes. Okay. Back on topic. I think for what it was, it did a pretty good job. It conveyed the characters of who they are, what they do. And really, they made Dave a lot more rambly, which I was like, yes. Because I swear to God, if you read Homestuck, this man will go on complete diatribes of dialogue. There's like so much fucking dialogue with him talking to John. Like the whole Little Monsters poster, and then like in the comic, he's like, are you sure that's apple juice and not piss? And there's like a whole fucking there's a whole bit of dialogue between that. And you guys gotta understand, there's a lot of things to condense in the first part of Homestuck. A lot. And they're trying to bring everything together. And yeah, I mean, it went a little too fast if I had to be honest. But for us fans, I'd say it did a pretty good job. Because I was always kind of thinking, how could they make a part of Homestuck and encompass the part of Homestuck that's the beginning? Because honestly, I know for some of you, you're probably like, I don't want to read this. For most of us, half of us were squeeing like fucking fanboys and girls at a fucking you're probably wondering, dudes at I see. No, but Bugsy, I'm not saying that. I know, Gamsey, you don't have to. Let me handle it. They could have had me in there. Gamsey, if they added you in there, that would be more confusing. They don't know who you are. So I'm in the video. To kind of confuse people more and make them read. Weird. Yeah, I know. But anywho, don't mind who that was. I mean, you had to read to really. I'm just asking y'all. You need to read, okay? You guys gotta look at the actual comic and don't tell me, oh, Bugsy, it's too long. Just read the first half, and then come back to me and tell me. Do you think it would have been possible for everything in that to be condensed? I mean, I was expecting we'd get to when they're about to all enter the medium, but then again, that was 11 minutes, and that would have to be an hour long, and that's a lot of animation to do that. Would I want to watch a whole fucking season of Homestuck? Hell yes. Would I want them to get to the intermission with the Midnight Crew? Oh, hell yes. I know for a lot of you guys that are just not knowing what Homestuck is now, you're probably like, what the fuck is this man saying? I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Stick with me, kids. Stick with me for a minute. Let me just talk. Would I like to see some of the stuff with the trolls? With Gamzee, Friska, and oh man, like who would have played Friska? Like anybody got some fan voice actors you want to play Friska? Let's talk about that in the comments. You know, do I think it was bad? Do I think it was too short? Kinda. Do I think it was too short to convey everything that is Homestuck? Yes. Do I think it's a good first start? About as good as any. To be honest with you. Y'all need to understand, like y'all say it is disappointing, man. You gotta understand there is mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of dialogue that they had to condense and things that they had to really just kind of figure what was worth keeping. Hell, they even made a little gauge up with John, which I thought was kind of hilarious because Rose is always analyzing people throughout the whole entire story, through half of the story. And let me see what else am I missing? Oh man, they should have just added a card cat style rant for like another additional 8 minutes. That would have been funny. Everybody's like, but who's Jade? Like, folks, I'm telling you, if this ain't your time to be reading this comic, I say read the comic. Hey. Also, if you're like me, right? There's other places you can read the comic. Hintity hint hint. So, you know. Just saying. I'm gonna go, and I wanna just say, Toby Fox is John though. Like, it's really fucking weird to hear him actually voice John. It ain't really the first time because I think he voiced John in the song "I'm Having a Baby and the Baby Is You." And yes, for all those people, yeah. You can call me a Homestuck old timer because I know many things, and I will gladly tell you them in the comments. Do I think this? But like I said, do I think this was a good effort? Hell yes. Do I want there to be more seasons? Yes. Do I think you should read the comic just so you can see what was taken out? Yes. I say if you're disappointed at Homestuck, read the comic. I'm just telling you right now, because I can't really convey to you all the, but you know, for an easier, more palatable experience, I would suggest like finding the Homestuck dub and going through that. You know, because I understand you guys don't have a lot of time to sit down and read a webcomic that is like longer than the Bible. I get it. But yeah. I still want to play it. I still want to play Sunslammer on my way out of this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep. I've been keeping my fanness at bay this whole video. So I'm just gonna go. See you guys later. The freaking pilot was awesome. It made me so freaking happy to see, and I'm just like, oh my god. I was really, at first, after everything was said and done, I was actually really worried that it was gonna be really, really like, really bad. Because, I started thinking about how all this could go wrong. But I watched it and I was like, you guys need to understand. I was like getting up, and I'm like in my bed. I'm like, and then I see, it's out. And I'm like, oh my god! And I just scramble. I was screaming, and everything else in between. And I know for some it may not be what you want to see. But you gotta understand too, to my fellow fans, bros, we can read Homestuck verbatim. But everybody else, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of talking. So it was like boom, 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 basically. But it would have been funny if they added the Game Bro stuff, so, and a little bit of like Dave's home life with Bro. Because, yeah, think about that one for a minute. But they probably have to change it around because there's a lot of Saw references, so they had to kind of probably skid around that a little bit. But yeah, I will see you all later. Peace. The next video that comes out will probably be a Bugsy Prime video. Not really a Bugsy No Name video. But I'll see you later. Peace. And I hope it didn't sound gatekeepy. Because to me, you are all welcome to this fandom. Even if the others don't freaking welcome you with open arms, I do. Alright? I do.